my channel. My name is Katrina and this is Create Something Pretty. Today's video is one of my favorite kinds of videos. It is my makes for February. I have 3 items to show you. One item is technically not from February, but I'm currently working on it and I did start it in February, so I thought I might include it. It's actually not even complete, but I only have a few things to do on it, so I can still show you. It's not even on Instagram yet, so you're going to get a little exclusive. So I hope you enjoy that. So I'm going to get into it. So I'm actually wearing my first make. This is the Darling Ranges dress that I have posted on Instagram. I remember when I originally said I was going to make this, I was tossing with the fabrics that I was going to use, and I was talking about a poplin and a blue spotted rayon, and it just didn't seem to suit in my hair. I was just procrastinating. I couldn't get motivated on it because I think I just was not happy with the fabric. So in the end, I went with the one I have on. This, hopefully you can see this, it has lots of little blue and pink and green all the way through it. It's very busy, but I think it's so busy that when you stand back it doesn't look as busy as what it actually is. But I really like it for this dress. I wanted something not so pretty for this. I wanted it to be a more everyday style because I don't do anything that really needs pretty dresses. I'm a stay-at-home mum. I'm usually in the garden or cleaning the house. When I go out, I probably go to the supermarket. I really don't go to anywhere fancy. So yeah, I just wanted something very basic, and that's what I had in mind. And I did quite a few changes. You can tell on the neckline, I always have trouble with the binding. I don't know if you can see this. I don't know what I have done wrong here. This is the second time I've made it, and this side's better than the other one. But my little bind's a bit hard to see because it's black. It doesn't seem to fold in properly, and I don't know if I'm not stitching it further in. I'm not sure what I'm doing there, but each time I've made it, I've had the same issue. So that's one of the few issues that I've actually had with it. Everything else is quite simple. I did my normal adjustments. I always do a narrow shoulder adjustment. I always grade, and I rarely mention when I lengthen things because for me, I'm only 5'3". I lengthen everything. So I kind of forget that I need to mention that. But the changes I made on this dress, the first one's probably quite obvious. The sleeves. This is not something that comes with a pattern. This is a flared sleeve. It's a slightly flared sleeve. There's not a lot, but there's a lot more room in there than what there normally is on the pattern. I just wanted to be quite flowy, and it was quite hot at the time when I was making this. So I just couldn't imagine a tight sleeve, or not tight, but you know, more fitted sleeve on my arm. I didn't like the idea of that. So I've added in, all I did was slash. I got the pattern piece, I slashed it in 3 places. I think from memory it was about 1 inch I added to each slash at the bottom. I didn't adjust the sleeve head, because if you adjust the sleeve head and you don't want to gather that can affect how it fits in the arm side, is it called, where the sleeve and the shoulder seam meet. So I didn't want to adjust that because I didn't want to cause myself any extra issues. So that's what I did. I did have a plan. I was kind of planning on making a little puff here, like a little gather at the sleeve and make it more puffy, but my kids said that they like this better. So I stuck with it. I went with what they said. So I actually don't think I have enough fabric there to really make that effective, so I didn't bother doing that. The other adjustments, I'm not going to be able to show you this, so I'm going to have to stick in a picture. I also did, pretty sure I put this on Instagram, or I tried to, I'm not 100%. I lengthened this quite considerably because I had in my head that I wanted it to be sort of past the knee, sort of midi length. I think I added about 5 inches to the length of the dress. And I just wanted something that would sort of slim my figure down, like slim my hips and just breeze over the top and not make any unnecessary curves show. It's how I like it. So I also added side splits as well, so it's a bit more breezy and easy to walk in. I'll show you those. I'll put in a picture. Oh, I'll have to move over this way because I can't step over that way. I'll put some pictures in of that. So overall, oh, and my belt. Oh, and I also did have to, I had to move my pockets up. I think it was about 2 inches. I did have a little bit of trouble with these pockets. I think I just don't like putting them in the way the instructions asked me to do it. I would much prefer to overlock the actual pocket and then I overlock the pocket before it's even inserted into the pattern, like do them completely separately and do my side seams and then like overlock the side seams and then put the pockets in separately, just stitch them in as normal, because I just don't seem to be able to get my overlocker around that, and I always end up with like a little hole or a little patch that isn't properly overlocked. So I think that's a skill thing on my side of things. I don't think it's the pattern, it's me, because I'm not 100% how to get that to work. So I just do it the way that I know how to make it work. So and also I made a belt to go with it. I didn't like the idea of, because this fabric is quite busy, I didn't like the idea of the little skinny belt, or there is actually a belt piece. I think I may have used it for this one. I can't really remember. It would have been like a floppy style belt, and I just didn't like the look of that for this dress, not for this one anyway. But so I decided, I had some quite thick interfacing left over from another project, and I decided to use it for this belt instead. I didn't really work it out properly as to how it would be folded over. I think I kind of forgot that I wasn't going to be able to just turn it. I would have to somehow fold it in. So I probably should have cut the belt a little bit wider so I could have had a neater finish. I'll actually show you what I did. This is just a very simple D-ring belt. If I can get it off. There we go. So it's pretty much, I have interfaced half the belt, leaving enough fabric to fold over, and then I've just folded, I don't know if the camera's going to catch this, and I've folded it over and I've just stitched it down. Oh, it's not really catching it very well. No, I hope you, okay, if you can see that, it's kind of, I can't really tell if my camera's focusing. But then I've just stitched it on both sides to try and make it look like, doesn't want to focus. It's not even focusing. All right. Anyway, so I've stitched it on both sides. I've sewn the I think you're supposed to do these up higher, but I chose just to give it a bit extra gap here. And you've just sewn the D-rings in. I actually, on the end, I folded this. It's not very clean, so I haven't done this before. This is just giving it a go, but I don't think you can tell because it's the fabric's so ditzy. I've just folded it over on the opposite side, because when you put this on, that when you put it through the belt, let's see if I can figure out how to do this. It goes the other way. So this is on the inside, this bit. Then this comes through, and when you pull it back, this little bobbly bit will be on the back. So I've kind of done that on the opposite side, so you'd have a clean finish on the outside. So that is my belt that I just sort of worked out. It's this iron-on interfacing that I'm pretty sure you can get it from Spotlight. I think I bought it a long time ago, so I can't quite remember. If it's not Spotlight, it was at Lincraft. It was quite a few years back now, so I'm sure someone will have something like that. I don't know the exact size or anything of the interfacing because it's been in my stash for quite some time. So this is all stash fabric, by the way. I haven't purchased, except for the buttons and the D-rings. I don't think I had to purchase anything, so I had everything in my stash. So this is another stash busting project, and I'm so happy with it. I might even go back and try and stitch this down a bit. This is the only bit I'm not so happy about, But the rest of it, I love it. I think this is great. I think it suits me. I really like how this dress is on my figure. So that's my first item. I'll make sure I put in some photos so you can see it full length as well if I haven't already done so. So that is my first item. Now the second item that I made this month was, let's see if I can remember the name, the Dream On dress by Pattern Emporium. Unfortunately, I was not very happy with this dress and I have already given it away. The fabric, I think, was my problem. I'm very new to making jersey dresses, and this was a jersey dress. This is my first ever gathered tiered jersey dress because it was literally my second ever dress. And after talking to many people in the comments, I think the problem was that my fabric was too heavy and the fabric actually wasn't, it wasn't great quality. Some other people had purchased that fabric as well and they said it just hadn't lasted. So that was fabric I actually did buy from Spotlight on clearance. So it was a really good learning experience. I'm still learning about knits. I'm much more familiar with wovens. Knits, I've made lots of t-shirts and things, but I haven't made, obviously, I haven't made dresses. So good learning experience. I'm not a huge, I'm a bit stuck in my rut, I'll put it like that. I'm very used to doing things the way I've always done them. So I know Kate from Pattern Emporium has a tutorial to do gathers. I think you use floss and you zigzag. I don't know, I haven't looked at it properly, but I just do the normal double stitching and then pull it. And I just do that for all my gathered dresses, with the double stitching, and then you just gather it that way. I did try and use she suggests to put what's it called, like elastic, clear elastic in the gathers to give it more support, and I did that, but I found when I overlocked it, it pretty much overlocked them out. And my fabric was too thick with it. It was just too much. My machine really struggled. So I really didn't enjoy it. It wasn't a fun process at all. But it was a 3-tiered skirt, so there was a lot of gathering, and I don't really know anyone who quite enjoys doing that. I'm sure there's some of you out there, but I'm just discovering that was not something that I like doing. Yeah, so I have given that away. It was definitely I'll make sure I put some photos in because they are on Instagram if you haven't already checked that out. So yeah, that was my second project. It's definitely a learning experience. Not being familiar with working with knit fabrics, at least I learned something. So, and my third item, I might just go put it on. I'm just going to put you on pause. It is wearable. This is the one I have made in just this month. It is not fully complete yet. I have ironed it to see how it was going to sit, and I'm yet to do a little bit of overlocking on the inside, but I'll go and put it on for you. And this is my third item. This is the Pattern Emporium Field of Dreams dress. I've actually got the pattern, where is it? Behind me. Yeah. So I'm still working on this one. It's mostly completed. I really love the straps. I'll see, oh, they're twisted. I just put this on very quickly. I love the straps with this fabric. This is the rayon that I purchased really recently from Spotlight. It has this very unique sort of shape on it, and I was very aware that I may end up with shell boobs. So I'm hoping it looks all right there. Yeah, I do have a lot of thoughts on it, but actually I don't mind it. It's quite different. I love the color. I love the tissue. I've actually got it on with a belt at the moment. I'm thinking I'll show you the waist if you can see it, hopefully. The waistline on this is, I think I need to go back and alter it a little bit. I think I've sewn this on a bit uneven, but I think I would wear it with a belt anyway. I feel like it needs it. So yeah, I've just found this belt on the back of my door. So this is what I'm wearing it with at the moment. I'm hoping we get a bit more of summer so I get a chance to wear it. But this is maxi length. I have taken an inch off the bodice, the length of the bodice. I found this was really actually a lot more easy to do a narrow shoulder adjustment than I thought it would be. I just pretty much moved the straps over and then took the corner off. That's all I did. It was so simple. I was kind of a bit umming and ahhing over how I was going to do that. But yeah, it was just really simple. I didn't need to. So I love these. These are the widest straps that you can put on it. When you look at the pattern piece, it looks huge. But when you fold it over and follow the instructions, I think they're a really good size. They cover my bra straps really nicely. I didn't want them to be spaghetti thin on me. I feel like I've got enough skin here as it is. I don't want to show any more. And the tiers are so pretty. I put pockets in it, though I did discover I have a hole in one. I kind of must have missed a little bit of it when I was sewing it. So I have to go back and fix that up. And yeah, I didn't follow Kate's instructions for doing the tiers on this dress, but I'm thinking maybe in hindsight, maybe I should have. Because the first tier and the second tier were fine. They went in easy. When I got to the third tier, oh, it took me forever. I couldn't find a good way to put them in. I didn't print off the pattern piece for the tiers. Instead, I just made up my own pattern piece. She gives you the option of either printing it out, or she gives you the dimensions so you can actually make up your own without having to print off that extra piece, which I think is fabulous. I love that idea. So I decided to make my own. So the bottom tier, yeah, it took me forever to figure out how to put it on. I divided mine into 3 so it would fit the width of my fabric, but then I could not figure out for the life of me where on the upper skirt to attach it so that the gathers would be even. Oh, I don't know why it took me so long. I struggled with it, but I got there after a couple of hours. I'm not even joking. I got there. I was determined to at least last night get this tier on, and now all I have to do is overlock the seam from that the last tier and hem it, and I'm done. And I think I love it. Actually, I really like the color. I'll put a photo in. I haven't taken a photo yet, but I'll put a photo in of what I've done so far. Yeah, I'm just hoping that you like it. It's a little bit different with this print, but I love the color. That's everything I made for February. So I hope you've had lots of sewing time. I hope you've had more than me anyway. I really appreciate you coming back to watch me each week. Thanks so much. I'll see you next time. Bye.